So transparent right about here, and then we're going to select these other ones right here, and we're going to go for the top part itself right there. We do see like there's a little bump down, but I think if I look at a different image, that another side image, like this one. Alright, if it'll load. Okay, yeah, looks like it does go down a little bit. And we'd have to look at the back at that point in time, but we're going to first work on getting this top part. We're going to put a cut right here, and then we're going to continue working on with that. And so I'm also going to be going through these two just so I can kind of use these as a reference without looking inside the 3D stuff back and forth. Ready? And as far as like this being backwards or whatever, it doesn't really matter as long as whatever you have in there is fine right off the bat. Alrighty. Alrighty, then we're going to get back over here. And what we're going to do is, now that we have this size done correctly, so that's going to be the correct size, we are going to work on getting, so what actually I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple layers here. New layer, so this layer is going to be called reference. This is going to be called object. And I'm going to throw these planes into the reference, and I'm going to lock them down, and we can probably take them out of the hierarchy, so I don't have to worry about this. I'm going to throw this one into the object. That way if I want to turn that off, on and off to kind of see what's going on, we can do that as well. This is a little bit pixelated, so I could have got away with making it not so pixelated, but that's fine. So we're going to work on adding some loops. So on this object, we're going to get our edge tool, and then I'm going to get my knife tool, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a loop. Alright. So I should, when I select it right here, should make a loop. Alright, well, let's try something different. That didn't want to work, so we'll go ahead and do the plane. And we're going to make a cut right here. So that's going to be that geometry right there. Alright, so now that we have that geometry set up for that, we are going to go ahead and try to model some more with bringing that down just a little bit. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get my selection tool, get my polygons right here, bring it down right there. That's perfectly fine. Now I'm going to do another cut, do another plane cut, and I'm going to cut that right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these edges, and I'm going to, actually I'm just going to select this top edge. So on the cut that I just made, And I'm going to go ahead and in the world view, I'm going to put it down a little bit. And then I'm going to bring it in. Actually, well, on what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring it down that top, and then I'm going to select the whole loop again, and then I'm going to bring it in a little bit so that it is kind of like an overlapping look. So now we have like this look where to bring it in just a little bit more. So it went down a little bit, and this geometry kind of fell underneath the other geometry. Alright, and let's take a look at the Photoshop file. Let's look at the front view. Okay, that's fine. So what we're going to do now is that we are going to I don't think the bottom comes in. There's a lip on the bottom, so, but let's check on the side here. So we can bring the bottom up a little bit, because if we look right here, so this is that first edge, and then we did the cut, that we can actually bring that up a little bit on the bottom and start shaping that right there. So we are going to take there we go. I'll take this edge. I really need to make this even more transparent. Okay, so we're going to take this edge, and then we're going to take this edge right here, and we are going to bring those two up. So right about here. And since we already brought that whole edge in the back, that works perfectly fine for us. Alright. Now let's take a look at the boombox that we have here in the front. So we are looking to make some cuts probably right here. Make some cuts right here. So that way we can start shaping out this box area. Alright, so we'll go ahead and start from right here. So we really need to make a cut right here so we can start making geometry, and we'll have to do additional cuts like here and stuff like that, yada yada. Alrighty. So we're going to go ahead and do the cut with a knife. Should be able to get with doing a loop at this point. There we go. So make a cut right here. We're going to make a cut like right here. Then we are going to make some cuts for this object right here, for this little divot on this side. That works. Alrighty. Okay, so because this didn't cut all the way across. When we make it a whole object, before I do any more cuts with this, I'm going to actually can make a cut right there for that. So let's go back, see if we can undo those two. Okay, so maybe we make the cut way up here. On this side, it'll go across, and then we'll make sure we make a cut for this. And there's another bump right there. So let me look at the Photoshop one. So that we can actually model out with doing extrudes, and once we do that, we can do some cuts inside here as well. But we can actually, is it 1, 2, 3? There's maybe like 3 or 4 little bumps, so we can actually do the. Let's do those cuts now for this part right here. So again, we're gonna go back, and I'm gonna make a cut. So up here and down here, and then we're going to continue to make. That's a little hard to see with this texture. So, all right. So then we're going to make a cut up here. So and actually what we'll do is the cut that we're going to do, we can use that plane, and as long as we are in the right one, so we need to do X and no, this one, there we go. So what we can do is we can make multiple cuts, 3, 4, and we're going to make them in between these two, so we have to bring down the how wide they are, the spacing. That works. So what we need is, we have to think that there is 1, 2, and we'll need 5. Okay, so this is gonna make, let's put the spacing to like 0.8. No. 0.8. There we go. There, and that works for us. So that makes 1, 2, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to put this in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this face, I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to take this face, bring it in, and this one. So I'm going to extrude those in so that they make a little insert for that. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at this. So that's insert right there. So we're eventually going to clean up. This geometry, and I think I might just go ahead and make a loop so we can do this ahead of time. So I'm going to get my knife tool, get my loop out again, and I'm going to make another one right here, because that'll be for the